rather what we're doing to our dollar. Right now, the most important thing is not to focus on foreign policy, but rather to focus on our own policies at home, in the U.S.
Thank you very much. We would also like to direct the question to Governor Romney.
Yes. Could you please repeat the question?
Of China augmenting or undervaluing its currency or the debased U.S. dollar, which issue do you believe is more important to America's economic strength?
I believe the issue of China's devalued currency is more important to American strength, which is why we're going to fight it with American strength. President Obama recently deployed 2,500 Marines to Sydney, Australia, one of the few acts of this president that I support. If I were president, I would maintain this military establishment in Australia. We conservatives, we tend to get the two confused. Geography was not our best subject. Isn't that right, Bachman? Yes, the only way to maintain American strength is to assert American strength. And I believe that by threatening them militarily, they will start to appreciate their currency and start to appreciate American values and the American way. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to bounce one more question back to Governor Huntsman. Mr. Huntsman, you appear to be very sensitive to U.S.-China relationships. Please comment on Mr. Romney's rough treatment of China's economic policies. If elected president, how would you go about U.S.-Chinese relations?
As a former U.S. ambassador to China, I believe that I know what's best for our nation in regards to foreign relations with China. The most important thing about U.S.-China relations is the defacing of the Chinese dollar. However, the most important thing is not to worry about what China is doing, but rather to focus on our own domestic policies. Because right now we don't have the means to negotiate with China. We don't have enough leverage. Rather, we need to improve our own economy first before focusing on China.
Thank you.
All right, this next question is directed to Paul. If asked, would you support a U.S. contribution to stabilize the euro currency? Why or why not?
Frankly, we weren't given any help when we were in the Great Depression. Did Europe come after us and give us money? No. I think that we should repay them the same way they paid us, with brutal neglect. We are America again, I say. And our funds are our own for our own use. Our government, the IRS, they would give it away. We must keep our funds private to keep ourselves alive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Congressman.
All right, Mr. Santorum, if elected, will you extend the Bush tax cuts? If so, why? How are they beneficial to the American people?
You know, Mr. Moderator, that's a fantastic question. And I'm so glad that in America we can ask questions. Because, you know, I'm Catholic. I know a lot about questions. I'm always asking questions. Questions are beautiful, because without questions, there are no answers. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to more tax issues. You've all proposed a number of tax plans. Mr. Perry, what makes your tax superior to Mr. Kane's 999 plan, as well as Mr. Gingrich's 15% optional flat tax?
What makes me different is I made a promise to the American people that I am not going to raise taxes. Herman Cain's 999 plan, it raises taxes. This 15% plan, it raises taxes. We need to keep our money for ourselves, and we are not going to raise taxes.